to our favorite audience. Welcome back. This is the Ordained Radio TV Gospel Ministry, or bring you the end time news, the undiluted word of God, dynamic praise, gospel music, training, health, facts, and gist. And we are back again on the end time prophetic news analysis. As we do, we bring in news that are in line with prophecy that is being fulfilled around the world. And today, we are here to analyze news casted earlier by my colleague and host, Pastor Alfred Jimo.
Thank you very much.
And I remain Adinike Ajayi. So the news you casted earlier, there's one out of news headline. There's one interesting fact that is actually interesting. I have an interest in it, but we'll get to that in a bit. So please stay with us as we analyze the news. So let's go to the first news headline. The EU looking for a charismatic leader. As we understand, the European Union. European Union is a conglomerate of different countries, 27 countries as of now, and they are looking for one leader that is going to be the head and will give power. So let's just go. How is this in line with prophecy that is being fulfilled?
Yeah, well, thank you very much for having me. For this session of the news analysis. Let me also thank all our viewers out there, our followers who have always followed us on this program and on the programs of the station. We value your comments, we value your followership. Now, as to the question that you asked me, this news item fulfills prophecies in many ways than one. In other words, it's not in only one way that is fulfilling it. It's fulfilling prophecy in the sense that the system of the Antichrist is already forming. Now, there are superpowers in the nation. There are two major news items in that news headline. Okay. One is the fact that the EU they now realize that they need to become a superpower. Because as it were, they are being counted as superpower under the shadow of USA. Okay. They are the one, together with USA, that are in charge of the NATO alliance. That made up the NATO alliance, which is the military arm of the American superpower. Okay. Now we have another superpower on the side of Russia. We have another superpower on the side of Chinese of China. Now the EU are under the shadow of America. Now what they are now realizing they needed to do is to be a superpower on their own feet, not on standing on the feet of America. That is one. The second aspect, the second wing of that news item is the fact that they also need a leader. Apart from the various presidents and head of states and chancellors of the different countries, the EU want to have a figurehead. Just like Russia has a figurehead, an arrowhead in Vladimir Putin. Just like China has in Xi Jinping. So they also want to have their own leader. And America has in Donald Trump. They also are looking for a charismatic leader. Now, this charismatic leader, why I say it fulfills prophecy in more ways than one, is because this European Union, they are the remnants, the relics of the defunct Roman Empire. Are you getting me now? This Roman Empire, the Bible is the prophecy of Bible concerning the end time and the Antichrist is pointing towards a leader rising from the revived Roman Empire, who is going to fit into the shoes of the Antichrist. So it is now being suspected, it's now being postulated among end time watchers that if a leader should arise from the EU this time around, that it might fit in to be the very Antichrist that we are looking for at the end of the day, given the fact that it will be coming out of the revived Roman Empire. So the EU, if they are able to come up as a superpower and be able to have a leader, they will match exactly what the revived Roman Empire that was prophesied in the book of Revelation and in the book of Daniel chapter 7.
So this particular news headline need to be watched carefully.
We need to follow it and see the development as it unfolds.
Because now I'm wondering where that leader, where they will actually get that charisma.
Of course, they are going to get it among themselves. Yes, and don't forget that as we talk now, They are already working on it. There are some people, what is not obvious, what is not known to many ordinary people on the street, is that every day at the Wall Street,
Yes.
everything, that all those high-rising buildings you are seeing there are people inside them, and they are working 24/7. There are individuals that are sitting with computer 24/7 to control the economy, the budget, the finances, the commercial aspect of nations of the world. Have you ever heard about the New World Order? Have you ever heard about the people that are planning for this New World Order, New World Agenda? So they are working every day, and they are looking at individuals that could fit in for it, and at the right and appropriate time, they will bring that person up.
Okay. So as we have analyzed this particular news headline, we are putting it out there. Also be watchful. Watch the happenings around the world, and also watch for this charismatic leader that they are about to give power, because this is actually power. So they are about to give this person power. Let's watch out for that charismatic leader. So moving on, the Church of AI and strange tech god. I mean, it's bad that we have the Church of Mammon, we have the Ekaka and all.
We have the Satan, the Church of Satan.
Yes. What we are not even expecting, or we didn't even foresee, is the Church of AI.
Yeah.
You know that technology is increasing, knowledge is being increased, and a lot of software are being developed and all. But now worshiping this technology is what I don't understand. And having a church, like what do they do in those churches? And who are the people that actually go to these churches? We know that, okay, people attend this Ekaka church and Church of Satan, but now I can't just wrap my head around people actually going to church and worshiping this AI god. And now that we now have our phones and we buy some of these AI empowered tools, are we now indirectly saying that we are members? Because we are not going to the church now, but we are using this AI empowered
apps.
Yes. So how do we balance this? How do we put this?
Okay, thank you, Nike. This, let me help you a little bit. That it should not be far-fetched how it's going to work. Remember that in the world today, you don't have only Christians. You don't have only Muslims. You don't have only Buddhists. You have the Shintoists. You have the Buddhists. You have the all of these gods. You know, the Oriental gods and all of them. You also have the atheist who does not believe in God or devil.
Yes.
You also have the Satanists. You have the agnostics who they don't believe nor disbelieve. They don't know where they are. They are in between the believers and the non-believers. The confused. I will call them the confused. So you have all these set of people. There are 2 or 3 now. Don't also forget that in this generation that is called the Gen Z, there is some people they call the Gen Z. I know you will know about them more than me. Who are technologically crazy. IT
Honestly.
crazy, internet crazy.
Yes.
And all these things they are seeing on the internet erodes their belief in God.
Yes.
And it attracts, and their mindset is being, teleguided.
Yes.
And guided by this AI.
Yes.
Does it surprise you that as you are using those tools are secretly, unconsciously to you, they are also monitoring you. They know what you are interested in through what you search for on the net.
Yes, actually.
So, and they begin to bring it to you. They are getting closer to you. Now, the question you actually ask is that, you that are using AI now, have you indirectly joined that church? No. You have not. I visited the site of the Church of AI.
Okay.
churchofai.com. I visited it. They have their own rules. Like you have the how do I put it now? The tenets, the doctrines of as a Christian, like you have it. They have their own too. If you want to join, you will go and join. Okay. And register and be with them, and they will count you and see you as a member.
Okay.
Now you will notice in the news that we just broadcasted now that it is said that they are building an AI for each member of that church. An AI that will study your ideal, your preferences, the things that you like, and will now through that one begin to be your guardian angel towards enlightenment. So for you, it's not to say that we cannot use AI now, but what will be worse is to say we want to join it. You know, you are aware of Satan Church.
Yes.
You are aware of all of these, wrong churches. Now you have not. If you want to join a witch, you want to become a witch today, it's so easy. You don't really need to go and meet one old mama somewhere to give you the you go to their website, you fulfill their own condition requirements, and you become a witch. So for you to become this, it is going to be intentional. It will go to be intentional for you that you want to be a member. At their website that I went to, they have over 10,000 members, registered members in that church as at now.
Wow.
So, but it's weird, like you said, that some people will now say what they created. Founder of this Church of AI is Anthony Lewandowski, who was an Google and Uber engineer. They were the one that pioneered the self-driving cars for. So, and Uber and Google engineer. So they established and started the movement that later became a church in 2017. So you will wonder why some people will want to say the things that they created by themselves is now God and they will worship it. But the Bible says so.
Yes.
So they are fulfilling scriptures. They are fulfilling prophecies.
Just like you admonished in the music cassette earlier to parents to actually warn their youths.
Yeah.
And to actually warn the
Actually, because they are the ones that are going to be taken in, sucked in by this kind of, particularly those of them that are not strong in faith. They are the one that will want to go and join such a thing, particularly because of the advantage, the seemingly advantage that is attached to it, that they will build their own personal AI for them, that can trade for them, that can do this and this and that for them. That will be the attraction for them. And if you check our youth these days, anything that will bring money, they will be for it.
Yeah, and some out of curiosity.
Out of curiosity.
So please, the curiosity actually killed the cat. So let's keep curiosity aside. Okay, let's analyze the last news headline, which is another eclipse set to occur. We just had the blood moon a while back. So the blood moon for 3 consecutive times, and now another partial solar eclipse is set to occur on the 9th of March. 29th of March. Now, I don't know, this last moon comes with like a foreshadow or something of
the wars, yeah.
Of war. And now we are having another partial solar eclipse.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. The thing to note in this is the fact that as King David said in Psalm 19 from verse 1, he said, "Heaven declares the glory of the Lord, and the firmament showeth his handiwork. Night unto night uttereth speech, and day unto day," and so on and so on. Now, each time these things, these heavenly bodies are coming, whether it is alignment in the form of alignment of stars, or alignment of planets, or alignment of the moon and the star and the sun and some things like that, they are giving some information out that not all ordinary people can hear. It's just like when there is thundering and lightning, some messages are going with them.
Yes.
It takes the wise and the magi. That was what we were seeing in that news item today about the solar eclipse. That when Jesus was born in Bethlehem of Judea, there was a star that came out, and only the magi, the wise of that time, knew what the other people will just look at that star and they will just leave. But the wise knew that this star was not an ordinary star. An angel came and gave them messages. Now, about this The one that we reported in the last news item before this one was a lunar eclipse. We described the formation of it is when the moon, come in between the earth and the sun. A solar eclipse is when the sun comes in. I mean the earth comes in between the sun and the moon. Right. So this is all the importance we want to bring out of this is that Jesus said there will be sign in the moon and in the sun. All of these signs are what we are seeing now. They are also, each time we hear as end time believers and watchers of the end time and prophecies, each time we hear of lunar, whether it is lunar eclipse or a solar eclipse, whether it is total or partial, it should remind us of the statement of Jesus Christ in reference to the end time, that we shall see sign in the moon and in the star. So that is what we want to bring out of it, that word of Jesus keep fulfilling every day. When we see it fulfilling, what message is it? Are we looking at it like just star watchers, sky watchers? No, we are relating them to the prophecy, and it's reminding us that when we are seeing signs in the sun and in the moon, it is a signal that the coming of the Lord is closer to us. That is what end time prophetic news just want to bring out of that one.
Thank you so much, sir. We'll have to round up here. Thank you so much for being on the show to analyze this with us, and thank you also to our audience for staying with us this far. We say thank you for joining us, and do have a wonderful time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.